From his days as an MTV VJ to cult movie favorites, Pauly Shore has been a staple of the comedy scene for more than 30 years.
And he's still bringing down the house around the country with his stand-up, and we are so excited to have him with us today. Thanks. Welcome, Pauly.
Is she mad at me, Retta?
Retta, she's totally mad at you.
I feel bad. She ghosted me, bro, when I walked up. She's like, yay.
Oh, she did not.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Good to have you here.
Wait, so you're doing stand-up.
Yeah.
What can people expect from your shows these days? What topics are you covering?
Well, I'm older now, as you could tell. I have a beard.
We hear that.
Yeah, so I talk about that because it's interesting because, like you said at the beginning, a lot of people know me from the movies and seen Man Son all my films, so they think that, but obviously I'm 51 now. So I'm like older, you know, so I talk about that because they grew up with me. So a lot of people get older and you talk about that and you talk about everything. I just start going.
Yeah.
I just, you know.
So it's not planned.
It's not really planned, which is kind of scary to the owners. They're like, what's he going to do? But I always figure it out. But the main thing with my shows, if you know anything about me, it's like people always leave having a good time.
Yeah.
That's like my main thing is like I just try to I mess with the audience. I mess around. So it's like, you know, but I talk about everything. I don't know. Everything. Health.
Yeah.
You know, relationships. I don't know. I talk about
whatever's on your mind.
Whatever, like my podcast is Random Rants.
Yeah.
And that's like my style is like very, I don't want to say Robin Williams, but I mean like a bad version of Robin Williams.
It's just like whatever you're experiencing.
So.
Well, how do you work a joke? How does it go from something that you experience or a concept to on the stage and perfect it?
You write them down?
I can't tell you that because that's my private, you know what I mean?
Is it?
No, because you know how people like you and everyone walks out into the day and you see things.
Yeah.
So when I walk out into the day, I see things, but comedically.
Yeah.
So it could be at Starbucks, it could be driving, it could be people on their phones. So I'm constantly looking at things and thinking of material.
And then you write it down and then try to figure out what's funnier about it.
Yeah, and I do it in my iPhone, and then my assistant types it out and organizes it for me, and then from there I just start. It's like Michelangelo. You just keep going. It's almost like a script, a movie script, a comedy. You just keep going over and over and over and over.
Too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because you want to develop the stuff. You want to develop off stage, but you also want to develop it on stage. So it's
some nights are good. And some
you got to work it.
You got to do it. Yeah, but it's like it's hard. I still haven't figured it out. I've been doing it 30 years. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's hard.
Perfecting it.
It's
you're very good at it.
It's
not easy though.
And you're headlining at Caroline's this weekend.
It's great. It's a great club. I love the club. They're very nice to me. They're Lewis, Ray, Carolyn. Everyone is very nice to me. So I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, and they just started selling tickets for the New York Comedy Festival with over 200 comedians.
Yeah.
Is there a comedian?
I think
out there today?
I think they're talking about me producing the whole thing. I haven't made my deal. The contracts are going.
That needs to happen. That needs to happen, Greg.
So that's a big deal. You know, New York City, man, comedy. What do you want?
Well, you know, there's the New York City comedy scene. There's the LA comedy scene. They're very different.
You haven't heard about the Pakistani comedy scene? That's go. They do that stuff. I'm just saying. You know, I just got back.
Have you worked that circuit?
No, I just got back from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I was doing stand-up over there.
Was that your first time?
Yeah, I get there and they say no cursing, no this, no that, no that. I go, I guess I'm doing a Q&A. No, it was cool. It was Saudi. It was cool. It was interesting because it's not what people think.
Yeah.
People are awesome there.
So do you change your act though every different town, every different place you go to? If it's a different culture,
kind
obviously.
Of, yeah.
You
kind
have
of the
to,
feeling.
right?
Yeah, like the feeling. Well, the first shows are always cleaner than the second shows, and the Friday night second shows are always you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Because that's like. Friday
no holds barred.
Well, Friday second shows comics know across the land it's just a very odd show.
Yeah. And that's the one you want to be at?
I like that show.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
We've learned so much.
Look at us.
All right.
We learned so much about comedy.
Joe Scarborough looked at me outside.
Yes,
he wants me to go on his show with him and Mika.
You should be on that show.
Mika's are my friends.
Yes.
Be sure
They're
to
my
follow
friends. They're my friends. They're my friends.
And catch him at Caroline's tomorrow through Sunday for tickets and more info. Head to carolines.com and you'll probably see him on Mika and Joe.
Yes.